Are you struggling with sticking patterns in your fills? Or are you an advanced player wanting to learn more modern and creative sticking patterns? Today is the second video in a series about essential stickings for the drum set. And at the end of this video, I've got a bonus for you. If you're new to this channel, I'm a professional drummer based out of Kansas City. I'm also a private teacher who has helped many students develop a very high level of playing on the instrument, including my student Matthew Lam, who won a fastest hands drumming competition 2 years in a row. Okay, first of all, to recap a bit from the first video, why should we learn sticking patterns? And won't that actually make us less creative? The reason we use sticking patterns is to organize our sticking. Once you really master a sticking pattern, it becomes subconscious. Then you don't have to think about your sticking anymore. And when you go to play fills and solos on the drums, they're easier to execute because you no longer have to think about the sticking. This way, you're more free to create. And speaking of being free to create, one thing that really helps with that is having your stick control together. I have several exercises available that will really help you with that. These are the same type of exercises that helped my student Matthew Lam win those fastest hands drumming competitions. Just follow the link in the video or in the comments below to get a free copy. Okay, so today I'm going to show you a sticking pattern for 16th notes and 32nd notes. As I mentioned in the last video, I'm assuming you play the drums the standard way, which is right-handed. If you do play left-handed, just reverse all the stickings that I'm going to give you. The sticking is just right, left, right, left. Notice that it never switches direction. Here's a diagram with one measure of 16th notes. If we simply double this, then it becomes one measure of 32nd notes. Here's one measure of 16th notes around the set using this sticking. Notice that the sticking started on the right hand and ended on the left hand. And just like I demonstrated in the last video, the triplet video, this frees my right hand to go back to the hi-hat, the crash cymbal, or the ride cymbal after I'm done with my fill. Now the important thing about the sticking is that all eighth notes are played with the right hand. This makes fills very easy to execute when you're playing a rock beat because usually you're playing eighth notes on the hi-hat or on the ride cymbal. So you just move those eighth notes around the drums. So just like the triplet sticking that I mentioned in the last video, we can start this sticking anywhere in the measure and just leave out some of the notes. Let's start a fill on count 3. So we'll leave out counts 1 and 2 of the fill, and we'll also leave out the last 16th note of the fill. So our fill will be 3E and a 4E end. So again, to clarify, our right hand is playing all the eighth notes, and our left hand plays in between those eighth notes. This works great for all 16th note fills, and it's much easier to play this sticking than using strictly alternating sticking like you see in a lot of the drum books. So what about 32nd notes? The sticking works exactly the same way, except for instead of playing eighth notes with your right hand, you're going to play 16th notes with your right hand and then fill in those 32nd notes with the left hand. Let's do an example. I'm going to play a one measure rock beat, and on count 4, I'll play a 32nd note fill. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and one more example. I'm going to play the same fill, except for I'm going to leave out the last 32nd note. So as you can see, 32nd notes work exactly like 16th notes. By the way, the same sticking works for uptempo jazz. Instead of thinking of 16th notes, we can just think of very fast eighth notes. Here's that fill that I just played, only now in an uptempo jazz context. I'm going to demonstrate now how the sticking could be used in a longer fill or solo. I'm going to play 16th notes on the snare, and I'm going to move some of the notes onto the toms. So basically, I'll play a melody on the toms. Notice again that I kept my right, left sticking consistent. This way I didn't have to think about my sticking. I was just thinking about the melody that I was playing on the toms. And again, this is why we use sticking patterns on the drum set. Now for the bonus that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to show you a more advanced way of using this pattern. Take that exact same sticking pattern, but now add some double strokes to it. I'm going to move some of the 16th notes to the toms, just like I did before, and I'll play all the doubles on the snare drum. So those will be single strokes on the toms and double strokes on the snare drum. Slow that down a little bit for you. So I'm sure that you can see that there are many ways of using this 16th note sticking. As I mentioned earlier, I have several of my best stick control exercises that I'd like to send you for free. Just follow the link in the video or in the comments below. Please comment below and tell me which parts of this video you found the most interesting, or if you'd just like to comment helpful, that would also be really awesome. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for new drum videos every week. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't done so, please go back and watch my video about triplet stickings. I know that'll really help you as well. And we'll see you next time.